Stop masturbating. If you're watching this video, you probably have tried to stop fapping again and again, but you can't. So you want to watch this because you're going to learn a lot today. I've been free from masturbation for over 5 years, and how to stop masturbating isn't something I sat on a rock and I'm just going to give you some kind of magical idea. For stop masturbating, first you have to find out why you masturbate. You might masturbate because it's just a habit you keep doing, and neurologically you've attached your sexuality to an object world. Pornography and fantasy is always a part of your masturbation. You don't masturbate to release your stress or anxiety because it's been so long and you masturbate regularly. You are using masturbation to escape, to medicate, to deal with either sexual trauma or sexual addiction. If you were sexually abused and you haven't told anybody, you're probably going to keep masturbating because you've got a secret and you don't believe you're lovable. And so you can keep repeating that trauma in your life. Maybe that's what's going on with you, and it's addictive. It's nice to feel wanted, and it's nice to feel important, where people know your name, and in the fantasy world, they know your name. It's kind of like going to your favorite pub, hanging out with your buddies there, and they tell you you're beautiful. Listen, boy, here's some practical stuff that can help you out. Number 1, shut down the sources. If you've got a laptop or a smartphone, get a porn blocker. Get stuff to stop it coming to you. If you keep the doors of supply open, you're going to keep using them. Every alcoholic would do the same. Number 2, you might have to change relationships. If there's people sending you links of Mia Khalifa, Danny Daniels, or any OnlyFans profile, then you might have to change some relationships. People who struggle to control themselves need to change playmates and play areas. And so, if you're unwilling to do that, you're unwilling to change. If you cannot make any changes in your life, then this video is not for you. Number 3, if you have a secret, you've got to stop the secret, because the secret is the fuel that's driving your masturbation. No one knows you were sexually abused, or you had a same-sex encounter, or you had an encounter with an animal or object. No one knows what you've done or had done to you. No one knows the things that mom or dad said to you that broke your heart. You're keeping secrets, and that's keeping you in a place where your soul's agitated and it's wanting to get medicated so that it can escape that whole feeling. You are thinking, if someone really knew me, they wouldn't love me. If that's you, you've got to tell your secret. If it's something deep, dark, and scary, you want to tell someone safe. You have to be really sensitive of the things you need to share, but you need to let someone know what's going on with you. You can't break out of control behaviors with secrets. Number 4, retrain your brain. Get a rubber band, put it on your wrist. Every time you think about pornography or fantasy, or you are checking out everyone's body, take it and snap it. Instead of rewarding it for lust and moving you towards masturbation, you can shut it down at the thought. If you have a spiritual background, use some spiritual materials to support that, but you have to definitely neurologically shut down the conditioned response cycle. Do that today and you can definitely shut down 80% of your fantasy and scanning within 30 days of just simply using the rubber band. That might be your key to stop masturbating today. Number 5, accountability. Have someone you tell when you masturbate. That's what helped me stop at my early age. I've been clean for over 5 years, and you can be clean too. I haven't masturbated in 5 years, and I have a polygraph on my wall verifying my freedom from masturbation and pornography. I'm not blowing smoke at you. You masturbate in secret. Nobody knows. If you're thinking about masturbation and you call your accountability partner or friend and say, "I'm thinking about it," you'll stop. You'll slow down because you'll get your relationship needs met. You don't need to have fantasy world. You can talk about your feelings, which is another things we'll talk about. But having that accountability can really help. Number 6, talk about your feelings. What are you feeling before you masturbate? Look at that. Is it the same thing? Is it sadness? Is it boredom? That one gets a lot of people. Is it alone? That's another big trigger. Once you can master your emotions, you can stop masturbating. There's a great book called Emotional Fitness. It can teach you how to have your feelings and how to switch your feelings. So if you're feeling alone, you can actually feel loved. You can switch your feelings with feelings, but you have to be trained to do that. That book helps you with that. Listen, when you feel lonely or bored, you just close the door and masturbate. It takes the feeling of bored or alone away and it satiates you chemically, so you don't have to feel. But the problem is, you don't get any better at feelings. Because if you're addicted to masturbation or pornography, you're actually emotionally staying somewhere between 13 to 15 years old. When feelings overwhelm you, you masturbate. If that's your cycle, you can stop that cycle by learning how to become emotionally strong, developed, and involved, and in control of your emotions. Number 7, consequences. That's another thing people have never thought of. You might want to set up a system of consequences to deal with your porn addiction or fapping habit. As a punishment, you could make a rule for yourself, like doing leg lunges for half a mile or a certain number of push-ups. This method shows that you are truly determined to get rid of the behavior. But if the behavior doesn't change, you could set a time limit for when you'll have to deal with the consequences, with the goal of getting your life back in balance. Managing this behavior might require a sustained effort, possibly for a long time, or even for life. This is similar to how people deal with problems related to drugs, alcohol, gambling, or eating too much. These suggestions are real steps you can take right now to start dealing with fapping and making things right. Boy, if you really want to stop fapping, stop giving excuses and apply the 7 stuff to your life. See you in the next video if you subscribed.